Our enterprise is a part of a large production association in Irkutsk, which is engaged in production of medicines. We use various pharmaceutical equipment that meets the requirements and standards of GMP to produce our products. A unit for dehydration of aqueous solutions and extracts in a fluidized bed apparatus, rotary tablet machines, an automatic line for packaging tablets into plastic film and foil, and other high-tech machines and apparatuses. Early last year, we received a large order for a biopreparation in glass vials. Penicillin vials are glass bottles in which powders, granules and liquids are dispensed. Implementing the order at our facility was impossible without the purchase of new equipment. We have equipment at our bottling and capping area for bottling into plastic bottles. We decided to buy equipment for filling and capping glass bottles as well. We use automatic dispensing and batch filling machines to fill plastic and glass vials with liquid pharmaceutical and biological products. Vial capping is a process in which vials are automatically fed and corked. The company's management decided to purchase modern equipment for filling and capping glass vials. It was supposed to automatically feed and fill the biopreparation into glass vials. I have been working for 10 years in our company as a chief engineer and am used to doing my work well and working only with specialists. I took the choice of a filling machine seriously. I didn't look for equipment on the internet because very often a pretty picture hides unprofessionalism. I visited the International Exhibition of Equipment, Raw Materials and Technologies for Pharmaceutical Production, which took place in Moscow. There were many machines for filling bottles, companies from all over the world. I chose 3 that best suited my requirements and took contacts from the representatives. The selected automatic equipment had to be coordinated with the management, and then I signed a contract for the supply. Having returned back to the company, I started contacting the representatives of the equipment manufacturers by phone. A company from Germany agreed to supply bottling and capping equipment, but asked me to come and sign the contract in person. Unfortunately, I could not travel to the European Union, as I did not have a visa, and the visa process would have taken at least 3 months. A company from China sent me a catalog of products in the mail. I chose for a long time, but I could not figure out whether the equipment can fill glass vials, what the performance of the machine. The third manufacturer from Krasnodar listened to me and replied that he could make the equipment only 6 months, citing the large volume of orders. I had to refuse, since I needed the machine in the shortest possible time. A machine had to be found, and I realized that I would not be able to do it on my own. This made me a little less confident. However, the manager of the company in Krasnodar helped me out here. He suggested a specialist in pharmaceutical equipment supply who could find another option of equipment. Following his advice, I turned to a specialist mediator from Moscow. At that time I had no idea that I was doing the right thing. The manager of the company listened to me, asked some clarifying questions about the material of bottles, the required productivity, the error tolerance of the equipment. I was pleased with his professional and business-like approach. After preliminary consultations, he suggested a machine for filling and capping of glass vials. This company's specialist sent me a video with the suggested machine variants, which clearly demonstrates the equipment itself and its capabilities. A metal tray for placing prepared glass vials. Then they were fixed in the apertures of the round table and entered into the compartment for dosing and capping. After filling, the glass vials were capped with metal caps, which are screw caps for capping plastic and glass drug vials. From the storage bins, the aluminum caps are fed to the capping units, where the caps are capped and the aluminum caps are put on top. The caps are sealed mechanically by rotating heads. The finished vials are guided with an additional conveyor belt. The finished vials are transported by means of a rotating table apertures on a conveyor to the collection point for the glass vials. 40 days after conclusion of the contract, we received the working equipment for filling and capping of the glass vials. Initially, I was skeptical about choosing a manager, relying on my own experience, but I realized that you should always learn and not be afraid to trust a professional.